tell you about a moment that changed how I think about work-life balance. I was coaching a CFO, brilliant woman, ADHD diagnosed in her 40s. She'd spent 20 years trying to achieve this mythical work-life balance everyone talks about. She had spreadsheets, color-coded calendars, time blocks for everything, and she was miserable. During our session, she said something that stopped me cold. Cherie, I'm so busy balancing, I've forgotten how to live. Here's what nobody tells you about work-life balance. It's a neurotypical construct. It assumes your brain operates at consistent capacity. That Tuesday at 2 p.m., you has the same capability as Thursday at 9 a.m. you. That you can portion out your energy like you're measuring ingredients for a recipe. But ADHD brains don't work that way. We work in surges and flows. We have hyper-focused sessions where we can accomplish more in 3 hours than most people do in 3 days. We have valleys where writing a simple email feels like climbing Everest. Balance? Balance assumes equilibrium. But you're not built for equilibrium. You're built for integration. So let's talk about what actually works. First, you need to recognize what season of life you're in, and I mean this literally. Think seasons. Are you in a growth season? New job, new responsibilities, steep learning curve? Your integration will look different than someone in a harvest season who's reaping the rewards of years of work. Maybe you're in transition, kids leaving home, company restructuring, relationship changes, or you're in recovery after a major project, a health crisis, a period of burnout. Your season determines your integration strategy. A tree doesn't try to bloom in winter. Why should you? One of my clients, a tech executive, spent months beating himself up for not having energy for side projects. Then we realized he was in a recovery season after launching a major product. His brain wasn't broken, it was resting. Once he honored that season, everything shifted. Now, here's the game changer. Stop managing time and start managing energy. That CFO I mentioned, we mapped her energy patterns for 2 weeks. Turns out her analytical brain peaked at 6 a.m. Her creative problem solving hit its stride around 3 p.m. Her relationship energy was strongest in the evening. So we redesigned her life around energy, not time. Financial analysis at dawn, team meetings in the afternoon when she naturally wanted to collaborate, family connection in the evening when her emotional availability was highest. Same 24 hours, completely different experience. She told me, for the first time in my career, I'm not fighting myself all day long. And here's what I want you to really hear. Your ADHD brain is actually built for integration, not balance. You naturally see connections between different areas of life. You can hold multiple contexts simultaneously. You can pivot between roles faster than most people can blink. That quick context switching that everyone says is a deficit, in integration, it's your superpower. You can be fully present in a strategy session, then fully present with your kids' homework, then fully present in your workout. Not partially present everywhere, fully present in rapid succession. I watched a client negotiate $1 million deal while his daughter colored quietly beside him in his home office. When she needed help, he shifted completely to dad mode. 2 minutes later, back to CEO mode. No guilt, no stress, just flow. But first, you need to give yourself permission. Permission to have wildly unequal days. Some days you'll work 12 hours because you're in flow. Other days you'll leave at 2 p.m. because your brain is done. Both are okay. Both are integration. Permission to integrate unconventionally. Maybe you answer emails during your kids' soccer practice, then take Wednesday afternoon off completely. Maybe you do your best strategic thinking at 5 a.m. or 11 p.m. That's not wrong. That's honoring how your brain works. I have a client who does all her deep work from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m., then shifts to lighter tasks. Her colleagues think she's superhuman. She's not. She just stopped fighting her natural rhythm. Let me show you what this actually looks like. One of my clients, a startup founder, stopped trying to separate work and life. Instead, he created what he calls life flow. Morning workout. He listens to industry podcasts, but only if he feels like it. Sometimes it's music, sometimes it's silence. Lunch meeting might be with a client, might be with his partner, might be a walking meeting with both. Evening, if he's energized, he might work on creative projects. If not, he's fully offline. The key? No guilt either way. He's not failing at balance, he's succeeding at integration. And that's the thing about guilt. It's usually a sign you're trying to force balance instead of finding flow. Every time you feel guilty for working late, or guilty for leaving early, or guilty for thinking about work during family time, or family during work time, that's not moral failure. That's your brain telling you the separation isn't working. Integration means sometimes work and life blend. Sometimes they need boundaries. You get to choose moment by moment based on your energy, your season, your priorities. A CEO I coach put it perfectly. I stopped apologizing for how my brain works and started designing my life around it. The guilt disappeared. So here's what I want you to consider this week. What matters most in your current season? Where is your energy naturally flowing? And what are you trying to balance that could be integrated instead? Maybe it's combining exercise with relationship time, working out with your partner or friend. Maybe it's batching all your energy draining tasks into one afternoon instead of spreading them throughout the week. Maybe it's admitting that right now in this season, work needs more focus and that's temporary and okay. And remember, integration isn't about doing it all. It's about doing what matters in a way that works for your brain. Your ADHD isn't preventing you from having work-life balance. It's showing you that balance was never the answer. Integration is. In our workbook, you'll map your current season and design your first integration experiment. Start small. Notice what changes when you stop balancing and start flowing. Next, we'll talk about measuring progress in ways that actually make sense for ADHD brains. Because, hint, it's not about checking boxes.